Venezuela's Dutch disease. Venezuela, once one of the richest countries in Latin America, owes much of its history to a single resource: oil. Discovered in the Maracaibo Basin in the early 20th century, black gold would transform Venezuela into a global oil powerhouse. By the 1970s, the country enjoyed unparalleled prosperity, fueled by its vast reserves, becoming one of the wealthiest nations in the region. The oil boom and Dutch disease. The 1970s were a time of rapid growth and development. Oil revenues flooded into the economy, leading to modern infrastructure, vibrant cities, and a rising middle class. But this dependence on oil created a dangerous imbalance. The rest of Venezuela's economy, especially agriculture and manufacturing, began to fall behind. This phenomenon, known as Dutch disease, saw oil exports drive up the value of the Venezuelan bolivar, making other industries uncompetitive. Rise of the petrostate and corruption. In the 1960s and 1970s, Venezuela cemented its position as a petrostate. It became a founding member of OPEC, while President Carlos Andrés Pérez nationalized the oil industry, creating Petróleos de Venezuela, S.A., or PDVSA, the state-run oil company. But with oil wealth came corruption. Politicians made grand promises while wealth flowed to the elite, and the seeds of inequality began to grow. Chávez's Bolivarian Revolution. Then came 1998, and the rise of Hugo Chávez. His Bolivarian revolution promised to redistribute oil wealth to the poor, funding social programs and reducing poverty. But Chávez's policies came at a cost. Nationalization spread across industries, and PDVSA became a tool of political control. Chávez purged experienced workers, replacing them with loyalists, unwittingly setting the stage for the decline of the oil sector. The country was now tied even more closely to oil, and the cracks in the foundation were beginning to show. Economic collapse and political crisis. The collapse began in 2014, when global oil prices plummeted. Venezuela's economy, reliant almost entirely on oil, crumbled. Hyperinflation spiraled out of control, shelves emptied, and essential services broke down. Under Chávez's successor, Nicolás Maduro, political repression intensified. Protests erupted across the country as citizens struggled for food, medicine, and basic rights. Millions fled the country in one of the largest refugee crises in the world. U.S. sanctions in the future. As Venezuela's crisis deepened, international sanctions, including those from the United States, targeted its oil sector, accelerating the decline. Oil production, once the lifeblood of the nation, dropped to historic lows. Yet, in 2023, a faint light appeared on the horizon. As the U.S. began easing some sanctions to promote democratic reforms, Venezuela faced a crossroads: the possibility of recovery. The road ahead remains uncertain, but there is cautious optimism that change may finally come. Venezuela's oil reserves remain vast, but the country's fate now depends on more than just the resource beneath its soil. Diversifying the economy, restoring democracy, and engaging in international cooperation could pave the way for recovery. The lessons of Venezuela's rise and fall serve as a cautionary tale for petrostates worldwide, a reminder that reliance on one resource can bring both incredible wealth and devastating collapse. The future of Venezuela remains unwritten, but the story of its petrostate era will not be forgotten.